What's up guys, welcome to today's video and another speed build. So for today's build we are in Oasis Springs and I am building a Mediterranean style family home. Before we get too deep into today's video, I just want to take a second to invite you guys to leave a like on this video if you enjoy Mediterranean style houses as much as I do. That pretty much lets me know to keep them coming, and it also helps the algorithm push this video out to other people just like you and me that loves The Sims and loves Mediterranean style houses. So definitely leave a like if you find this entertaining in any way, and subscribe if you have not already. I really do appreciate it. Also leave a comment down below of what your favorite part of this build is or what your least favorite part of the build is. I am very open to constructive criticism. I love it. It kind of teaches me what to do, what not to do, what you guys enjoy, what you guys don't enjoy. So definitely leave those comments down below. Also, feel free to let me know if you do not like Mediterranean style houses and you want me to stop them altogether. I will see if I listen. I may or may not listen, but you know, I do like to know these things about you guys. So yeah, definitely, you know, like, subscribe, comment down below, and all of that good stuff. And now with all of that out of the way, we can get into today's build. It has actually been quite a while since I have built in Oasis Springs, so I am looking forward to it today. I have really been in the mood to build Mediterranean style houses. I don't know why, it's just that time of year. It's turning into spring, or at least I feel like it's starting to turn into spring. Here in Florida, we still have a few cold days here and there all the way through March, but in my mind and in my heart, I feel like it is spring. I am so ready for spring and summer. I am so ready for the cold weather to get out of here. I am done with it for the year, and that's really not like me. I actually like the cold weather, but for some reason, I am just not feeling it this year. But since I am in the mood for warmer seasons, I figured now was the perfect time to build here in Oasis Springs. And as far as the exterior goes, I ended up just building it how I would build like my suburban house, except I put like the tile roof on and I put some stucco / brick on the outside walls. And I feel like that really made it look Mediterranean. I'm really not the best at the exterior of Mediterranean style houses as far as like the shape goes. I do not know what shapes go with Mediterranean style houses. You know what I mean? I feel like they don't have a particular shape that you have to stick with. I feel like it can be pretty flexible. Honestly, pretty much as long as you have the tile roof on, you're pretty good. I mean, you got a Mediterranean style house on your hands. And also, if you put like stucco on the outside walls, those are the two main important parts to a Mediterranean style house. As far as I can tell anyways, I'm not like an expert on Mediterranean style houses, but I do enjoy building them in The Sims, and I have built plenty before, and I've also seen other people build plenty, and the shape of the house definitely varies, but the one or two things they have in common is for sure that tile roof, and for second, either stucco or this like stucco brick combination that I have here. And as far as the color goes, I almost did brown, right? But then as I was building it, my fiance, I love him. You know, he's so awesome. He did not mean this in a bad way. He was like, oh, that looks like a gingerbread house. And I was like, that's really not the look I was going for. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I meant it in a good way. And I was like, well, now I'm going to change it to white because I am not going for a gingerbread house at all. And when he said it, I kind of seen it, you know? It was definitely the brown that made it look like a gingerbread house, but we're not going for a gingerbread house here. That's giving winter. And we're not going for winter. We're going for spring. We're going for summer. We're going for sunny days, hot weather, all of that good stuff. And gingerbread house is giving none of that. So I had to change it up and change it to a white swatch instead. And honestly, I'm really happy that I did because I think it looks so good now. I just love the white accents on the Mediterranean style houses. Honestly, I prefer it over the brown accents anyways. I was just trying something new, right? It didn't work out for me. But that is certainly how life goes, isn't it? Things do not always work out, but I did, I tried. I tried something new and didn't work, so I ended up going with the white instead. Doesn't mean that I'll never try brown in the future, but I don't know. Now that I have heard my fiance say it looks like a gingerbread house, I almost feel like I will never get that image out of my mind now. I will always see a gingerbread house when I see like a brown accented Mediterranean style house. I don't know. What do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer the brown or do you prefer the white? I for sure prefer the white. I think it looks so nice and like clean, But anyways, I ended up putting a pool on this lot. And then it has a pretty good size yard around the pool. I kind of wanted to play around with like the round pool tool, but I did not do it on this build. I figured it just looked better with the square, right? And right here, I didn't know where I wanted to put the trash cans. I didn't want to put it out there by the trash, or I didn't want to put it out there by the mailbox because I just always do that. I want to do, different things, right? And so what I ended up doing was put an extra dent or indent, however, you want to say that, in the backyard by the pool area. And that was like the perfect area to put the trash cans. And I was super happy with that. So that is where the trash cans are. I don't know why I felt the need to explain that, but I did. I don't know. It felt right. But now I am working on the floor plan, and it has been a few weeks since I've built this house, actually. I've been dreading doing the voiceover in general for any of my videos. I don't really know why. I've come to find out that when I took a break, and so, okay, how do I explain this? Before I started working again and I was doing YouTube full time, I was posting like 2 or 3 times a week consistently, and I was getting good, feedback from it. I was getting a good amount of subscribers and likes on my videos and views on my videos. And ever since I've come back, about 2 months now, I am pretty much stuck to where I'm at. Has that happened to you guys? If you are also doing YouTube, has YouTube technically kind of shunned you in a way? I kind of feel like that's what's going on with my channel now. So it's a little bit frustrating and it's a little bit unmotivating. And like, I'm still getting, an okay number of views for a small channel, but it's not enough to where it's like growing my channel. I feel like I'm stuck at the same amount of subscribers that I've been at for the most part, give or take 1 or 2. So yeah, let me know down below if you guys are also a YouTuber or a newer YouTuber specifically, and you've had the experience like I have where you've either taken a break or whatever and YouTube is not pushing your videos out to anybody. Like, it's weird and I don't really know how to I don't know what to do. But yeah, I figured I do really enjoy making these videos for you guys, so I am going to just continue doing it. If, YouTube starts pushing out my videos, they start pushing out my videos. It's no big deal if they don't, but it's just kind of weird how I left and came back and it's like, it's not even pushing my videos out to all of my subscribers. Like, that's the boat that I'm in. So it's weird, but whatever. I just felt the need to explain that for some reason. I am finishing up the floor plan on the upstairs. The downstairs, honestly, it came together pretty quickly. And I did not put a garage on this build. I always put a garage on my builds for some reason, but this time I didn't. I'm trying to, not do the same thing every time, right? And I always put garages, so I figured this was a good time not to put a garage. And honestly, I really enjoy the shape of this house. Oh, and then I also put like a shed out here, I think. I do kind of remember doing that. Yeah, I do remember adding this shed, but it just wasn't looking right in my opinion, so I ended up doing away with the shed idea, and then I just put a tree there instead. And something that I end up doing in the backyard was add that Florinda pergola thing. I have been wanting to add that in one of my builds for so long now, and for some reason it just screams Mediterranean style to me, so I really only use it in certain builds, like a Mediterranean style house or an Italian style house or a Spanish style house, something which pretty much honestly is similar to Mediterranean style houses anyways. But yeah, I only like to use them for certain builds, and this was the perfect build for it, so I had to take advantage, of course. So I ended up putting the pergola out there, and then under the pergola I have like a dining area, but I also have an outdoor kitchen that I built under there, and oh my gosh, let me tell you, it looks so good and it looks so fun to play in this house. So I will talk more about that once we get to the backyard. That is going to be towards the end of the video. For now, we are finishing up the floor plan finally, and I absolutely love the windows that I chose to use in this build. I used obviously the base game ones that go with Mediterranean style houses that you usually find in Oasis Springs, but I also used those square panel windows from Snowy Escape, and I thought they paired perfectly together. The swatches are a little bit different. The ones from Snowy Escape are a little bit more crisp white, but they match enough. Like, you can barely tell, especially when there's curtains on them. I absolutely love when you're able to mix and match windows from different packs and they actually match together. That doesn't happen often. And so when it does happen, it's awesome. Like, this is one of the only times I'm actually able to like comfortably pair windows from different packs together. Usually when I try to do it, I'm not very good at it. Let's just put it that way. So I typically just use windows from the same pack just to play it safe. But yeah, this time I opened my horizons a little bit and I matched windows from different packs like base game and Snowy Escape, and it actually worked out in my favor. And also that front door is also from a different pack. That front door is from Seasons, I believe. And so yeah, several different packs going on here. This is definitely not a limited pack build, but I mean, it looks good though. Like it's so fun being able to be fully creative with all of the packs and not worry about being pack limited, you know? I do love making limited pack builds. I have plenty of base game only builds. If you're new to my channel, definitely go check all of those out if you are a fan of base game only builds. I have a whole series of building Newcrest only using the base game, and I'm almost done with it. So there's like 13, 14, or 15 episodes out in that series. Sorry, I kind of lost track after a while. There's more than 10. There's quite a bit out there for you guys to watch and enjoy. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely go check my channel out for other videos. And don't forget to like those as well if you do enjoy them. Because then, you know, it lets me know to continue all of my builds, whether it be base game or unlimited packs, whatever it may be. It just lets me know you guys are enjoying them. But we have finally finished the floor plan on the inside, and we are now back on the outside. Sometimes I have to break my builds up a little bit. Sometimes I will focus on the inside, and then halfway through I will go ahead and focus on the outside. Just, I don't know, it helps me think. I don't know why, but it does. And so I do that in a lot of my builds, and that is what I am doing here. I am doing the landscaping now, and I wasn't too sure how I wanted to do the landscaping on this one. It is a little bit of a different shape, and so what I ended up doing was very minimal landscaping. I use like those hedgerow bushes that I absolutely love. They are my favorite bushes in the game. And I also use some of those like vines with the little white flowers. I use those a lot too. And I am almost 100% sure that I used hydrangeas in this one, which I love the hydrangeas in the game, but I don't use them nearly enough. I usually use like those circular bushes with the flowers on them. I use those like a lot, specifically the yellow flower swatch. That's like my favorite, especially if I'm trying to build like spring or summer type of houses. I think they're just so pretty. And yeah, I also use those ferns, by the way. I also love those ferns. I kind of tend to stick with the same type of landscaping, I've come to realize, but you can't blame me because there's certain ones in the game that are just better than others. And so I tend to use my favorite ones. I do try to break it up a little bit, but there's some that I just don't like at all, and so I don't use them. I wish that they would add more landscaping in the base game as a base game update, and it's possible that they will do that in the future. I mean, they have been adding so many good things in the base game, and so I am really looking forward to the future of the base game and see what else they add for us. Definitely landscaping is on the high priority list in my opinion. And other than that, more wall decor. Yeah, those are like the two things that come to mind. But anyways, here is the pergola that I was talking about. I absolutely love this thing. I think it is so pretty and so tropical. And honestly, I kind of want one in real life. And I love that the name of it is like Florinda pergola. I feel like that's like a reference to Florida. It probably isn't, but you know, I'm from Florida. I don't know if I've said that or not. But yeah, so it almost feels like a shout out to Florida to me. And it just screams Florida. Like, this is the kind of thing you would definitely see here in Florida. And then it has like the bougainvillea vines on it, and I don't use it nearly enough. Like, I rarely use it, but I absolutely love it. And I don't not use it because I don't like it, obviously. It's just, like I was saying earlier in my build, it's hard to find ways to use it other than like Mediterranean style houses or Italian or any type of like Spanish style house, right? They're pretty similar at the end of the day. It just goes perfectly with this tile roof. I don't know what it is. It's just this pergola screams summer and Mediterranean style houses scream summer to me. And it's just not the same putting that pergola on like a regular modern suburban house. Am I the only one that thinks this way, or do you guys agree with me? That pergola screams summer and summery types of houses, but not suburban at all. Like, I don't know. I need to try to use it on a suburban build just to see if I can make it work. But yeah, from what I've experienced in the past, it doesn't work very well. And yeah, anyways, right now I was thinking about adding like a separate little garden area, and honestly, it's kind of cute. You know, it turned out a little bit cute, and it has like a gate going into it, like it's sectioned off. But I ended up just doing away with that idea. There was something about it that I didn't love. I felt like it wasn't really needed. It was a little bit overkill in my opinion. And so I ended up just deleting that, and that area has nothing. So something that I tend to do in a lot of my builds is expand the backyard as much as possible and fill it in. I don't make any shape with the fence. And so that is what I ended up doing here. I ended up making a shape with the fence and stuck with that shape, you know, and it's different. Like, I don't usually do this. And so honestly, it was kind of hard to stick with the shape and not expand all of my items to the end of the lot like I'm used to, but you know, we're doing different things here. And so I really wanted to stick with keeping that specific shape of fence. And it's like, it's a unusual shape. I will admit that. It's got like a little stick out part where the pergola is, and then yeah, I don't know, it's different. I will give you guys that it is different, but I think it goes, I think it matches and it looks good. So I ended up sticking with it, you know. But we are back on the interior now, and I am pretty sure we stick to the interior until we finish furnishing it. I go back on the outside and finish the exterior once we're done on the inside. And this is the kitchen. So the layout of this kitchen is pretty interesting, and I almost used those brand new counters because I absolutely love them. But I ended up sticking with the Jungle Adventure countertops. I thought it went a little bit better with this style of house. And I have it almost in like, I don't know if you call this a U shape or like a C shape almost. Like, it's almost completely circular. And I thought it looked really good. And then I put stools where like the islands are. I put the sink right there. I figured that was the perfect place to put the sink because it's like a straight shot to looking outside in the backyard. And I would love that in real life, you know, having a sink where you can see your backyard and see the pool area. If you have kids, you can watch your kids playing in the yard, all of that good stuff. And so I absolutely love that the kitchen is like a perfect view to the backyard. And here are the stools I ended up using. Those stools are from Get Famous, and I love them. I don't use them nearly enough, and so I probably am going to start using them a lot more often. And then I also have a sim here, by the way, just to play test to make sure this is all playable, because I have some questionable areas, like where the island is right there and the stand-up tall like cabinet pantry space, yeah, that's like a tight fit right there. So I wasn't too sure if like my sim would even be able to go through there, but lo and behold, to me, yeah, she was able to fit, so that's pretty cool. It is a tight fit though, so it's not ideal for like realisticness. Like if this was real life, I would absolutely hate that. You wouldn't want to, you know, gain too much weight, then you wouldn't be able to fit through there, you know what I mean? But it works in The Sims. It doesn't matter how much weight you gain, you can clip into things in The Sims, so it's fine. And then over here, I didn't know what to do with that area. So what I ended up doing was adding just like an end table, one of those long end tables. And then I put a flower pot next to it with like a tree in it. I almost put those oranges there, but I liked this one better. And I kind of was thinking that that is like a tree, a fruit tree of some kind that they're trying to grow. And it almost looks like a mango tree, right? At least in my opinion, like a baby mango tree. And so that's what I was thinking. This is a mango tree they grew from a seed and nurturing it from the inside. Is that truly what it is in game? No, I don't know what it is. I think it's just a regular like plant, but that's kind of what I was thinking in my head. And then over here, I ended up putting a lamp with a couple of pottery pots, which looking back now that we know what the new expansion pack is going to be, this was totally a hint, guys. This was 100% a hint, because that ended up coming with, I'm having a brain fart, the new love pack. I am having a brain fart, can't remember the name of the pack right now, but you know, the Love Struck, that's it. That came with the Love Struck pack, didn't it? Either the Love Struck pack or the new Life and Death pack. One of the two. Totally a hint though, because we are getting pottery in the new pack that's coming out in the beginning of March. And I am so excited for that pack, guys. I know it has mixed feelings on the pack. Some people are super excited about it. Some people are not so excited about it. I feel like it's like the typical people that are typically excited about all of the new Sims packs that are excited about this one, which is me. I am always excited about a new pack for the most part, unless it's like not my vibe. But this new hobbies and businesses is going to be so fun. I'm so stoked for the tattoo parlor. That's going to be the first thing I do with this new pack. Like, I'm so excited for that. But yeah, back to this build. So I guess it bothered me so much that the island was so close to that pantry that I ended up deleting that extra island that was there, which kind of sucks because I thought it looked really good with 3 in the row like that, but it looks good with just 2 also. And then I put that hand woven rug from, I think, Nifty Knitting or Laundry Day. Or Cats and Dogs. I don't know. It's been in our game for a while. One of the older packs. I ended up putting that in the kitchen and I thought it looked perfect in there. Like, I really like that color with the floor tile. It looks so pretty together. They complement each other very well. And then I put some like cat or dog bowls in the kitchen. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the kitchen. Oh, and then I put a rice cooker in there. I don't know why that made me so excited to think about, but I did. I tend to forget about certain cooking items in the game, and so when I'm going through the catalog and I actually remember about those cooking items, it makes me excited. So I was very happy to remember to use that rice cooker there. And then I also put like a bouquet of flowers right there in front of the window. I thought that was the perfect place for them. And I want to say that that is my new favorite bouquet of flowers in the game. I think it is so pretty and it's almost like tropical. And so I thought this was the perfect house to put that bouquet of flowers in. And yeah, that is pretty much the kitchen, guys. We are now going over into the dining room. It's kind of a small dining room, but I think it looks really good. And I like that I have it up on a platform. And also, the use of platforms in this build is like a lot. I used a lot of platforms in this build, but I love the platform feature. I use the platforms in a lot of my builds, to be honest, and I'm not shy about it. Like, the more platforms, the better. And so I really enjoy how the dining room is up on a platform and then the kitchen is like sunk down with a couple of stairs there. I don't know. I really enjoy the layout of this house. Very different than what I usually do. I mean, not with the platforms. I always use platforms, but as far as like the open the open floor plan with the mix of the platforms and the windows. Everything about it is just different than I usually do, but I really enjoy it. I have been on an open floor plan kick lately. Typically, when I build houses, I am a closed floor plan type of person just because I can never make an open floor plan work. But I think I've got the hang of creating floor plans that are more open. I don't know. I ended up, instead of putting out archways, I just open up the wall completely, and I either just leave the walls like with no columns or add columns. Honestly, it looks better if you're able to add a column, but sometimes if you use platforms like I do, it's like too small of a space to put a column. Like, they don't always allow you to put a column there, so I prefer the look of columns, and I was able to use columns in this build, so I was very, very happy about that. And yeah, so, I mean, moral of the story is that I've come to realize the secret to open floor plans is just to open up the area where you would originally put an archway. Just open it up and leave it. It might not look good to you at first, but once you start adding the furniture, it all makes sense at that point. I used to be really bad about trying to make open floor plans, and before I even started to furnish it, I was like, this just does not look right. I don't understand how people make open floor plans that look flawless. But I just started doing an open floor plan one day, and it didn't really look that good at the beginning, and I was like, dude, I don't know, I'm just going to start over and just do my normal closed floor plans. But I stuck it out, and it ended up looking really good. So I've just been on an open floor plan kick lately. You guys will notice that here in several builds of mine, that I am doing open floor plans now. So hopefully you guys enjoy open floor plans as much as I do, because there's plenty more coming. But we are starting on the restrooms now, or bathrooms, whatever you guys want to call them. These technically are bathrooms, or at least this one is, because there's a shower in here. The other one is actually just a half bath where there's a toilet and a sink only, and that's kind of the community bathroom, so to speak. Like, that is the guest bathroom, I should say, not community. That is where all of the guests go when they come to this house. And the bathroom that I was just decorating where our sim is, that is for the master bedroom. So this is the master bedroom. I ended up putting the master bedroom downstairs, which I love to do. I try to make my master bedrooms downstairs instead of upstairs because I feel like it's more realistic. Sometimes that's not always a possibility though. Sometimes floor plans make it impossible to put a master bedroom downstairs, so I have to put it upstairs, but for this one, I was able to make this one downstairs, so I was pretty happy about that. And I ended up putting curtains around this circular window. I typically don't add curtains to these circular windows just because it makes it so hard to do, to make it look good, you know what I mean? It typically doesn't look that good to me, and so I just leave it without windows, or I just leave it without curtains around there. But I really wanted to add these blue curtains this time. I think they look so pretty with this for rent bed, and they were perfect. They went perfectly together. So I ended up using those curtains, which are from one of the kits. I think it's from like the Luke's, something outdoor Luke's furniture kit. I don't know the name of it, but it's very Oasis Springs modern coded. Like, it looks just like modern Oasis Springs furniture in that kit, and I love that kit. That kit actually came for free to anyone that had the base game. Around the time that they made the base game free, they gave that kit away for free if you already had the base game, kind of to make up for the fact that you paid for the base game and it is now free. But I was never mad or frustrated about the base game becoming free, because I think that is so awesome for those of us that cannot afford a lot of games. They can't afford to pay for games, right? And this is such a fun game that I think it's awesome that people are able to download it for free now. They might not be able to get all of the kits and packs that come with it, but they're at least able to play the base game for free, and honestly, that is awesome. The base game is so worth the free price, which really isn't saying much, but I think it's worth probably about like 10 to 20 bucks. Not the full 40 bucks, but free is definitely an awesome thing for the base game. There's a lot to do in the base game for free. I mean, they added infants for free. They add a lot of new updates for free to the base game. So I think that's awesome. And so it's super exciting that people are able to download it for free if they're not able to afford it. And so, yeah, I was never upset about it becoming free because at that point I had already owned it for several years. So I got my use out of it, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I was saying, these curtains that I am using are from that Luke's kit that we got for free, and I absolutely love these curtains. They're one of my favorites in the game now. I like how they fit windows perfectly, and they also come with that extra bar that you can stick in between the curtains, so it's not like the rod just ends halfway through randomly. I hate the way that looks when you don't have the rod all the way across the window. It's not realistic at all, so I love the fact that they added that extra rod that you can put in between the curtains that I'm adding here now, that I totally forgot about until I was already halfway done with the build, but I'm so happy that I remembered about them towards the end so that I could add them, because it makes the windows look so much better with that full rod there. Like, it makes no sense for it to have like half rods. You guys know what I mean? Most of the curtains in the game have just a small rod at the top, and so if they don't come together completely, it's missing a rod in the middle, and it makes no sense to me. I can't stand it. But yeah, so we have a couple of open entry areas here. So this is where you first enter, and I just put like an end table there. I was figuring that is where they put like keys and maybe their phone, whatever they need when they exit the house. That's where they put that stuff. And then I put a bookcase here. It fit perfectly where the staircase was. And then of course I put a fish bowl because I don't know, I just love to use the fish bowls. And I also added a piano in that other area in the front. It was an area that I didn't know what to do with, to be honest. Like, I already had the living room right there, so I didn't want that extra living room. I only do 2 living rooms if they're separate from each other, but it doesn't make sense if they're right next to each other, right? So what I ended up doing was put a piano there instead, and then a chair there. Maybe someone in this house loves to play piano, and another family member of theirs loves to watch them play piano. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. And then I put an end table with some decorations and some paintings above the piano, just trying to make it feel lived in and look pretty. And I actually love the way that room came out. But that's it for the downstairs. We are now upstairs and we are working on the teenagers room. And I absolutely love this room. I love the color scheme of this room. I ended up using like yellow, green, and blue, and they mix so well together. This room's just so pretty and it screams summer to me. I don't know. It screams lemon lime. Like, I want to drink a Sprite as I'm watching this. I don't know. I might be weird, but that's just kind of what I'm feeling like. And yeah, so I'm trying to make it look like a typical teenager's room. There's a computer here with the double monitors. This came from the new kit, the Comfy Gamer kit, that I absolutely love. I am using all of the new Comfy Gamer kit stuff in that room. I love it. And I also have like a computer monitor, not the monitor, but the actual like computer tower under the desk, which is interesting. I don't do that often. I mean, we did just receive that item in the game, so I'm probably going to be doing it a lot more often now, but I loved the way that it looked underneath the computer table. I thought it looked super realistic, and I also add that TV that has the backlighting. That is from one of, I think the party kit is where that's from. And then we have a tapestry on the wall. I ended up adding some cheer pom-poms. I figured this was a cheerleader. And yeah, I mean, it's just a super cute room. It also has a balcony out here. And since this is a teenager's room, I wanted to keep this balcony very teenish. Like, I wanted it to be obvious that a teenager is decorating this balcony. Now that I'm looking at it, I really wish I would have added a ladder on this balcony. I love to do that if I have like my teenager's room right off of a balcony, and then I add like the trellis ladder off the side so that you can have that sneak out storyline going on, you know? But I obviously forgot to do that here in this build, but I did add a couple of chairs out here with a radio, and then I added a telescope. I was thinking that this teenager loves to hang out with her friends and invite her friends over, and they like to listen to music while sitting on their patio or balcony. And then they also like to look at the stars. And yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking with that teenager. And I also added a like a PlayStation under the TV, as well as a radio, as well as like a set of headphones and a controller with the PlayStation. I love adding those together for that realistic touch. I'm just so happy that they added that new PlayStation in the base game and that they actually added controllers that we can use as decorations other than the controllers that you find in Debug, because those are not cute at all. But the new ones that came with the Comfy Gamer Kit, super cute. They light up, love it. I also ended up putting some like stuffed animals on the bed. I thought that was super cute to do, and I love doing that in my teens room as well as like my children's room. As far as as far as a child's room goes, I am in the child's room now, and this is interesting because I ended up putting it up on a platform and added a couple stairs, and I love the way this looks. I think it's super, super cute. And I also put a hamster cage in here, as well as plenty of skill building items. I put a mental table in here and a creativity table in here, which I tend to have a hard time putting those two together for some reason. If I have too small of a room, you can't fit too much stuff in there, because I also like them to have a dresser, you know? I like it to be realistic. And we also have lights on the wall. I have a stuffed animal up against the wall in here that they can use to build their social skill. And this bed swatch that I ended up using here, I never, ever use this bed swatch. I kind of forgot that it even existed, to be honest, because when I use this bed, there's specific swatches I like better than like this one, but this was perfect for this child's room. It looks like Kauai. That's what I get out of this room altogether. And we have plenty of posters on the wall. I have some wall decals. I have these light up wall decals or signs, whatever they are. And yeah, I think this is a super, super cute kids room. I also put some ribbons up on the wall. I figured those were like awards that they got from school. Oh, something else that I used in the kids room is that sticker set that we got out of the Comfy Gamer Kit. I think those stickers are so stinking cute. I don't know what they're used for. I think it's just decoration. And typically, I think you would find them in like kids' rooms. That's what I use them for. And I think they're so, so cute. They have little swatches of like My Sims on there and all of that stuff. Super cute. But yeah, we're over into the toddler's room now, and I actually remembered to put a toddler body in the bathroom. I always forget to add them, so when I do add them, it's a happy day. Let's just put it that way. But I did forget to put a high chair. Typically, I don't use them for the toddler Sims though, so it's really not the end of the day. If you do want a high chair, and you download this house off the gallery, you could totally add it, no problem. I mean, the only problem you would have is the fact that the dining room is so small, but it's fine. You could put it in the kitchen, no big deal, or you could put it in the living room, or you could do like I do and just have your toddlers grab a plate and eat on the couch while watching cartoons. Perfect. 2 birds, 1 stone. But we are almost done with the toddler's room now. This toddler's room came together pretty quickly, and it's different than the normal toddler's room I usually do. It's very, very brown, not very much color to it at all. It's super gender neutral. You could have a boy or a girl in there. I did add that like inflatable teddy bear chair. I absolutely love those chairs. You guys know this already though. If you're a returning viewer of mine, yeah, you know how much I love them. They're pretty. They're cute, not pretty. They're very, very cute for like kids or toddlers. I love adding them in my tree houses. But yeah, toddler's room is done. I ended up putting like the tree decals on the walls, and it's very earthy in there. super cute. I love it. It's almost fall themed, which doesn't really go with the rest of the house, but it's fine. No big deal. We are out into the hallway now, and I ended up putting another computer in the hallway. I figured that's the computer that the house pretty much shares with each other if they don't have one in their room. The parents and the teenager, they both have one, but the child doesn't, and the toddler, you know, doesn't need it right now, but once they grow up to a child, they're not going to need one in their room either. Their room's super small, probably not going to fit in there, so they could use the hallway one. That is just the universal, general, shared computer there. And I also put an easel. Don't really know why, I just needed something else to put there. An easel is what made sense to me. But I also did the final bathroom upstairs with a bathtub so that you're able to give your toddler a bath. That's very, very important. You don't want to forget that because then they will stink and you'll have to sit there and clean them up in the sink time and time again. We don't want that, right? We want it to be easy so we could just put them in the bathtub. And if you have a dog, I don't know, I didn't really plan on dog or cat in this build, but I didn't put a litter box, so I guess that kind of suggests a dog in this build, so you'll need a bathtub for that as well. But yeah, I mean, that is the inside of the house. We are now finishing up the outside of the house, and this is the outdoor kitchen I was talking about. A very simple but cute outdoor kitchen, functional as well, which is important very much. And oh, I also came across that hanging cow plant, you know. I love it. But I also put a table out here. I put a mini fridge. I am putting a drink tray out here. You have the stove. There is no grill, so you can't make grilled items unless you add a grill, but I really liked the way that this outdoor stove looked, so I did that instead, and I think it's super cute. You can still make like hot dogs and hamburgers on a stove, right? I can't quite remember. I think you can though. And steak, right? Maybe? If not, you could add a grill somewhere and it wouldn't be too hard to add a grill. There's plenty of space to add a grill. And then I put a bouquet of flowers on the table as well as some accent lighting. And behind the table, I ended up putting a lemon tree. Kind of like the inside where I have like that mango tree, the quote unquote mango tree. We're thinking it's a mango tree, but it's really just like a fern probably. They also have a lemon tree outside. So we have a gardener in this house. We also have some planter boxes out in the yard, and I put some of these vertical planter boxes so that you could put your herbs in here and they could cook with them all year long because they're technically sheltered since they're under a roof. And so yeah, we definitely have plenty of skill building items in this house, which I love. You definitely need skill building items if you actually play the game, right? Like, I hate downloading a house off the gallery that has no skill building items. It makes no sense, then you have to add your own, which can be fun, but kind of the point of downloading a house off the gallery so that you don't have to add extra touches, right? But I actually ended up removing the vertical plants, or the vertical planter boxes. I don't remember doing that, but I ended up adding a chair there instead, and it actually looks a lot better, to be honest. And you do still have the planter boxes in the yard, so you still have plenty of gardening stuff to do. If you liked the vertical plant, you could totally add it back, right? No big deal. And I came across this pool fountain, guys. I didn't even realize they added this in one of the new like kits, the Riviera kit, whatever it's called. But yeah, they added this fountain and I absolutely love it, and so I had so much fun using it in this build. Honestly, I really enjoyed building this house altogether. I'm looking forward to building more Mediterranean houses just like this. Of course, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, leave a like on this video and subscribe if you have not already. I will leave you to enjoy the rest of this video on your own, and there's like 2 seconds left, so yeah. I will leave you guys to enjoy the rest of this video. I hope you all have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world, and have an amazing weekend, guys. Happy Friday. So happy it's Friday. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll see you all in the next one very soon. Bye, guys.